Hello, Max off Blues, your source for all things Everton. I get Palliton in the minute to do the player ratings for last night's draw at Brentford. It's another point on the board for Everton. It's another game undefeated, one loss in 8 Premier League games under David Moyes, which is a run of form that I wouldn't say it's like kind of incredible to think. Everton went on a decent run sort of in December time where they only lost one in maybe 6 or 7. But obviously, when you look even slightly deeper into it, you'll see the games that Everton have played and they've had some tough matches, and yet they've obviously scored a lot more goals, they've won more games, got a lot more points. And I think it truth be told, actually deserved more points, whereas I think you could argue maybe in previous runs Everton were maybe a little bit fortunate to get as many points as they did. So, really, really pleased. And obviously, as I say, 8 games, but 4 wins. Definitely deserved to beat Spurs, Leicester and Brighton. Probably a bit lucky to get 3 points against Palace, I thought, given obviously what happened in the first half. But at the same time, we had, 13, 14 senior players, not a single attacking option on the bench. 3 or 4 squad players having to obviously play a lot of minutes that game. So you could argue maybe we kind of earned that luck a little bit. And then definitely deserved to get a point against Villa, I thought. I don't think anyone could have argued we won the derby, and we definitely should have beat United, and we definitely should have won last night as well. So, it's just such a huge turnaround, and the fact that we could be sat here on maybe another 5-6 points is like just unbelievable, and it's so good to watch and to see, and I think it's a 7-game scoring run as well, which is the first time I've done that in about 5-6 years. So, since the Ancelotti days, so I'm really, really pleased. So they should have won the game, but I think, again, a point to Brentford, very few players available. Obviously, Duke's out again, so it meant that we only had Young and Rabunum once more. Schmitty's obviously now back on the bench, which is nice, but of course, Moyes just said he's probably not quite going to be that level for the time being, both in terms of fitness and also quality. He needs to get some more minutes under his belt first. So, we'll take a point and we move on. Obviously got a bit of a break now as well, which is it's obviously nice for everyone. Hopefully we can get some players closer to returning. But in terms of the team last night, Pickford, giving him a 7. Didn't think he could have done much with the goal. Made a couple of decent saves. Not a huge deal he had to do in the game, to be honest with you. I thought Brentford were good, like territorially, but couldn't really get near our goal for the majority of the game. So he didn't have a great deal to do. Jake O'Brien giving him an 8. I thought a bit shaky in the first hour times. I thought second half he was much better, and he scores a great header. In terms of when you see a big, massive centre back like that, you think he's going to obviously score loads of goals for us. And of course, he scored a few goals for Lyon last season, but not happened for him so far. He had one rule out against Leicester. But that's obviously the threat that you get when you have a real tall full-back and a centre-back playing there, is that when they get in the back post, especially against a smaller player, then they've got a real good advantage getting on the end. And obviously, luckily for us, Brentford just made a sub. They brought on the lad at left mid, I think it was Magoma, so he kind of lost O'Brien into a great header and did really well to win as a point. So really nice to see from him. And then on the other side, giving Vitaly Mykolenko a 7.5. I thought in the first half, again, he wasn't great. A couple of really poor touches, a couple of really poor crosses, but it's good that he's finally got off the mark in terms of assists. I think that was his 100th Premier League game for Everton. He's now got his first assist, which because in fact we had Leighton Baines and Luka Dean beforehand, who were obviously very, very good attacking players. It's been a change of pace, really, hasn't it, with Mykolenko in that regard. But I'll always say about him, he always tries, always works hard, he always keeps going. Again, obviously the quality can be lacking from time to time, but good ball in, and obviously that back post cross was something that he was doing throughout the game. Jack Harrison as well. So Harrison did it against Palace to good effect a couple of weeks ago. So did well there, and I'm obviously pleased for him. Jab Branthwaite giving him an 8. I thought he was very strong, really good performance from him. I thought he was excellent last week against Man United. Obviously, shame given the goals we conceded, but very, very good for us that he's staying fit now as well, because it looked like he was struggling last week. Struggled a bit against Liverpool as well in terms of fitness, but he seems to keep going, and obviously hopefully the break will do him good. Tarkovsky next to him, thought again he was strong, 7.5. I've given him overall. Thought he had a decent game. So the whole kind of unit as the team, not just the defenders, but everyone was kind of at 6s and 7s for the goal we conceded. Trying to pin blame on one player I'm struggling with, but I thought overall he was good. Midfield, just again giving him a 7. I thought again he got about the pitch he normally does, but just lacking something, maybe a little bit of tiredness. Obviously, he plays a lot of minutes for us. He's getting older, and start of the season, obviously, Everton got injured. James Garner's gotten injured. Obviously, Mangala's now injured, so he doesn't get too much for a rest or a break. But I thought he was okay today, not too bad at all, or last night, should I say. James Garner, giving him a 7.5. I think he looked strong for us last night. He seems to be getting a little bit better of each game. Again, I thought he played quite well last week. He's got that combativeness, we've got the ability on the ball as well, and I think he showed that at parts last night. And again, I just hope he can keep getting better. Obviously, lays the ball back for Mikalenko to swing in the cross. That's something that you kind of get from him, is that he's up and down the pitch all game, which is very good for us. Next up, Charlie Alcaraz, giving him a 7. Obviously puts Beto through for the second chance that he gets. He should have maybe got the ball squared to him, had a shot not long before we scored, wasn't just wide. Thank God we signed him, really, because obviously Decore would have been out for Palace, and now this game, I mean, it would probably have been like Erabun playing in there, which is obviously a very different proposition. So yeah, another strong performance from him. Obviously still get up to speed, I'd imagine. Again, I think the break will do him some good. But yeah, at the minute, I think he's looking every bit of £15 million worthy signing. So let's see how he gets on. Jack Harrison, giving him a 7. I thought he was hard working last night, up and down, puts Beto in for the first chance that he gets. Can't quite remember putting him in for the third chance, but yeah, works hard. So he puts in a couple of decent balls to the far post, and yeah, I was happy with his performance last night. I thought he's doing okay at the minute. Jesper Lynch on the other side, I'll give him a 6. Just again, hard working, but just not quite enough. And we've seen obviously Mikalenko break his duck for an assist. We're still waiting for anything off Lindstrom. He hasn't scored for about 70 games now for us, and going back to his time at Napoli. Again, not for the one to try. I know he's playing in a slightly different role now as well. He's playing as more of a sort of hybrid wing back, but yeah, we just need a bit more from him if we're going to look to obviously sign him permanently. But again, he worked hard, and there's no surprise that he's the player who goes off when he gets sort of 65, 70 minutes, because he works hard, and obviously he wasn't well last week. So good season back in the team, and again, I think the break will do him some good. Beto, I was on an arm with Beto what to give him. In the end, I'm going to give him a 5 because he's missed 3 unbelievable chances. He nearly gets his foot on one in the first half as well from an O'Brien knockdown. But yeah, he worked hard. I thought his hold-up play was largely good. He's getting better at each game, and I like the fact he didn't hide and he kept going, trying to get into the areas to score. But the first one, I mean, trying to take it around the goalie there just seems insanity to me, especially when he's lifting the ball, giving the goalie a chance to sort of dive on it from a much better height than if it's by his foot. I mean, why he's trying to get around him, I don't know. Anyway, second one, I mean, the finish it's straight at the goalie. You know, it's not like the goalie's have to make a really good save with his hand or stick a foot out and you say, okay, that's unlucky. He's hit it straight at his chest. It's not great. And then the third one, he goes high. Could he square to Alcaraz? Maybe. But again, they're just all 3 really good chances. And fair play to Beto, who's been scoring pretty much every shot he's been having at the minute. But yeah, last night's overall play was really good. But he got to knock off 2 or 3 points for, you know, each City you've missed basically. And obviously, we had it down at Brentford a couple of years ago, and he missed a couple of really good chances. And obviously, Calvert-Lewin came back, scored, and then that was pretty much the end for Beto, wasn't it, really, under the previous manager. So, look, we didn't lose the game, and if you missed these chances this week and then learns from them and goes on to score more goals, then I've got zero issue with that. I just hope that this is definitely not kind of a return to the form where, say, he wasn't scoring, he was missing big chances. So let's hope that isn't the case, and he can obviously get back on it next time out. And then Young and Erabun came on. I thought they looked fine. That's the role Ashley Young was brought in to do, come on late in games and help see it through. And Erabun worked hard, didn't have too much to do in the sort of 10-15 minutes he's on the pitch. But yeah, take a point there. Always take a point against Brentford away, because I think they're a really decent side. Some players are in really good form. They just beat Leicester 4-0 the other week, and again kind of shows the gulfing class that they can go away to Leicester and absolutely annihilate them. And then they play us at home, and we definitely look at every bit the better side as far as I'm concerned. So another point on the board, 15 points, clear danger now, and I think we can now start to relax and just see out the season. So let me know your thoughts down below. Who do you think Everton's best player last night? Who do you want to see more from? And we'll see you next time.